Okay, I want to introduce the Gelli printing station. There are 3 spots. You must have a name tag to be over here. You work between your blue lines, although there are a few things that you will share, such as the inks or the paints, because they are different colors. You have your own board to work on, your own Gelli plates, your own brayer, tray to rest your dirty brayer. Some things that you will need. There are a couple drawers here. You will need one of these oak tag papers just to keep the surface clean. This is what you will be working on. In this drawer are some recycled piece of paper to clean your Gelli plate, which I will show you in a moment. And then also in here you will find some different things to give texture. So I'll demonstrate how to use stamps as well as netting and scraping tools. So now that you're ready to work, you will find your Gelli plate stored cleanly or neatly here in its case. The Gelli plate has 2 pieces of plastic on it. You just need to peel off these plastics while it's being used, but when we store it, we want to make sure to put those back on so that they stay clean. So that these don't get lost, please put them back in the case. The Gelli plate then goes on your oak tag and it will stick there. Now while you're working, you are going to be doing 2 or 3 layers, so you're only going to be working with a few colors at a time. Your first layer is going to be one big solid base. Now you want to be careful with your color mixing and remember that when you mix all 3 primaries together, it creates brown. Now we're going to use these just like it's a tube of toothpaste that you don't like. So pretend it's a really gross toothpaste and you're going to squeeze it just a tiny bit, just enough to make your parents happy, okay? And then you're going to wipe it on the Gelli plate and then close it back up so it's really hardly anything. I'm going to use some orange and some yellow for mine. Okay. What you're going to do is take your brayer and roll it so you're covering the entire surface. All right, now this is dirty right now, so I'm going to make sure to set it on my tray. And my surface is nice and covered. And then using one sheet of nice clean paper, we're actually going to use the computer paper for this or other special printmaking paper. I'm going to carefully set it down. Once you put it down, you can't pick it back up until you're done printing. And then I'm going to rub it. I want to peel it from the corners. And it creates this nice print. Now, we want to clean this off. Now, a quick way to clean it is actually not at the sink. We're going to use just a recycled piece of paper, rub it on there, and peel it off. These are called ghost prints, and you might have to do it a couple times, but just be careful that you're not rubbing your hand on the dirty side, because that will make it hard for you to get nice clean prints. Now this is where fun designs can come in, where you can take, so you've got like a base layer and then you can go on top with a stencil or another print. Now what I'm going to do, you could wash your brayer if you want to make sure that you don't, wash and dry it if you want to make sure that you don't mix colors, or if you want to trade brayers with someone else who's working if they have a color that you want, or just let it mix. I'm actually just going to let mine mix. So I want a contrasting color. There's a little bit of yellow left on there, so that's where my purple is kind of looking a little bit brown, and I actually don't think that was enough. So now there's a couple different ways you can do this. The scrapers, once you get your layer down, you can use this to draw like an interesting line through it, like that. I'm going to set it on my tray. And then the netting, you just lay on top. Okay. Whoops, I touched it on accident. You can see the pattern on my hand. And then what I'm going to do is, using my same paper, I'm going to try to line it up. And then being careful because my hands are dirty now, I'm going to rub it again. And pulling it up, it made that pattern on top. Now if you want to do a third layer, what you can do, and I think, take off my ghost print. Sometimes the ghost prints look pretty cool too. And if you like them, you can save your ghost prints as well. And I think for this one, I'm going to get a new brayer or trade brayers with a partner or go wash mine. And this time I'm going to try, so just a little bit like gross toothpaste, just smear it on. So just a little bit. Rolling it around. Now, for this one, what you're going to do is for the stamps, what you do is, so I've got a butterfly here, I'm going to stamp it on and pull it up. And what it's doing is removing some of the ink here from the Gelli Plate. And then I will print it one more time. See how the white shows up on here. The corner. And then it's done. You can very subtly see one of the butterflies turned out right there. All right, now from here, we're actually going to let them dry on the bulletin board. So I will show you that now, and I'll show you how to clean up. All right, for cleaning up, you're actually going to put your work on the bulletin board. I would use 4 push pins to hang that up. There it is on the board. And I realized before I started my demonstration, I forgot to put my name on my paper. Do remember to put your name on the back in pencil, of course, so that we know whose it is. As you are cleaning, you have to go to the sink and wash and dry your brayer. You need to wash and dry your Gelli Plate. All right, so after you have washed the things that you've used, including if you used a scraper, make sure that you clean this off as well. Remembering you don't have to wash the netting, it just won't work. You put these items back in the drawer, making sure the Gelli Plate is dry on both sides, okay, and clean. You're going to take the plastic and put it back on one piece of plastic, flip it over, put the other piece of plastic on top of it, okay, and then you put it away in its little box here, okay. If this is dirty, flip it over. The next person could use the clean side. If both sides are dirty, please just throw it away. Throw away your paper towels, put the brayer back on the tray, and throw away any scraps that you have. All right.